have the 4-hour price chart for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. So we can see there have been some fairly decisive price moves today. Specifically, if we drill down here, we can see that some of the support levels that we have been watching here in this stock have now broken to the downside. Currently, we're looking at price lows that have breached below the $4 mark. So these are fairly significant moves here. And if we just look at the size of this price candle itself, we can see that this is really not a normal size candle or a normal size price move for this stock. It would be very difficult, to find, many examples of price candles within this price chart that showed this type of downside price movement. So specifically, what we should be pointing to is the fact that share prices have, lost support levels. Initially, this occurred with this break below this 425 level. This is a level that we've been watching, and as we can see here, this is really what accelerated losses and then sent prices back through this prior support zone that we were watching even earlier back in time here, coming in at 414. So what I'm going to do here is first I'm going to sort of drill down here to this hourly chart, just so that we can see how this decline here really unfolded. So specifically, we can see here that, and this is something that I wanted to mention. We can see where this main failure really started to occur. There's a longer term descending triangle pattern that we have been watching for this stock, and this is composed, as all descending triangles are composed of a descending trend line here on the top of the descending triangle itself. And then lower we have a base that forms the support zone. So as we can see here, this is a downtrend line that we've been watching for quite some time here, and we've seen several false breakouts to the top side. And then more recently, what we have been seeing is a fair amount of pressure to the declining trend line part of this triangle, and it really in the most recent trading periods here, we can see that we have even seen additional breaches of this trend line. So if we sort of look here more closely, we can see several examples of these breakouts here to the top side. There's far more pressure that has been occurring to the upper end of this triangle rather than the downside of the triangle. That's kind of undeniable at this point, because not only have we been pressuring the top side here, we've even seen multiple examples of breakage through the top here, and we even saw this recently, as recently as the July 31st trading session, which would be yesterday. So these are fairly significant reversals here that are being seen in share prices, and we do have to look at some of the reasons why this is most likely to have occurred. Specifically, I think that what we have to look at here is the fact that the broader market is still dealing with a large series of earnings reports that are being seen within the technology sector. Previously, we did see some negative activity within the Tesla share price action, because that company did post some disappointing delivery figures, and that did send the stock to fairly substantial new lows. For the most part, NIO has been holding up under this broader market selling pressure. Since roughly the middle of July, we've been seeing fairly substantial declines in the stock market as a whole. This would include the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ. So the share price declines that have occurred in NIO, by contrast, have been relatively small until today. Now, suddenly, we're seeing quite a more decisive price move here, and it's very surprising to see this, given the fact that very recently, this would be yesterday, we broke above this trend line here once again. And this really was the target here. We were trying to see a break to the top side of this descending triangle pattern. And then here yesterday, we see another example of a breakout, and then an immediate reversal in share price. So, what we can point to currently, there are several examples of earnings reports that have come out with evidence of weakness. The Apple earnings report was fairly good. But there were obviously some mixed results in the Amazon.com earnings report, and also in the Intel report. So there were some negatives there that do seem to be guiding market activity at the moment. So for the most part, we can attribute this to some of the weakness that is being seen within the broader market as a whole. But this is surprising at this point, because we did very recently see a breakout here to the top side once again. Another example of a trend line break to the top side, followed by an immediate reversal to the downside. And this is significant here because not only did we get a break in share price action above this descending triangle pattern, but we also saw a break here above the 200-hour exponential moving average. This price movement here essentially placed share prices above all of the major exponential moving averages, only to quickly reverse here a very short time later. So, this is a very surprising price move here. All that we can really attribute this to at this point would be a false breakout that's likely being generated by weakness in the broader market. For the most part, NIO has been able to hold up under the selling pressure very well, in my opinion. We have seen some minimal declines here, but if you compare that to the losses that have been seen in companies like Tesla or Nvidia or Meta Platforms or even Microsoft, the share price declines here have been very minimal in percentage terms. You could still continue to make the case that that's true, because all that we're really looking at here, we're looking at a share price decline, of roughly 50 cents. So we can compare that to the destruction in market cap that has occurred with companies like Intel, companies like Nvidia, companies like Meta Platforms. I fully understand here that this is probably likely to cause a major feeling of concern for people that are currently long this stock. This is definitely not the type of price move anybody wants to see, especially after seeing a breakout to the top side like this. I mean, this is a fairly well-defined downtrend line here that has been continuously pressured here ever since we were seeing these initial breaks to the top side. We've seen since, if we go back to the July 3rd trading session, July 3, we can see many examples of this stock pressuring the top side of this triangle, while really leaving the base of this triangle intact. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, within a matter of a few hours, we see these rapid declines lower. So, I do think that we need to sort of take a broader view here. We can still go back to this 3060 support zone, which was the price low from the middle of April. Of course, this level still remains intact. We have not seen share price declines that are so drastic that this level has also been breached. So at the moment, I don't expect to see significant reversals to the downside that breach this 3060 mark, unless we start to see some major sell-offs in the market as a whole. So here's the current market update for NIO Incorporated, stock ticker NIO. Our high-value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high-conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk-to-reward metrics that target massive, market-beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market, lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.